Hi, Eli with Off-Road Endeavor, and here talking more about the workshop, the shop build in the backyard. So, if you know me, you know I like spreadsheets. And with this project, I got a lot of details to figure out. So I developed a spreadsheet. It's going to have all the companies, the contact names, phone numbers, email address, websites, all the specific details of the build from my design specifications, any questions and responses that the companies give, and then the quote prices so I can compare apples to apples as I'm going through this. And I started out with 24 different manufacturers or steel building suppliers to try and figure out what my options were. If not just find the lowest price, not to find the highest price, but to find the best deal overall, including variable factors such as customer service support, issues that may come up, time frames. Some of the same prices might have a different time frame and get me a project done 3 months earlier. So those are factors that I'm all weighing. So I started out with 24 different buildings, and immediately right off the bat, 8 didn't respond at all. No phone calls, no emails, no nothing. So those were out. And then through the rest of the process and whittling it down and what they were offering, there was a few more that fell off the wayside just due to the different design specifications and materials in the construction. That being red iron framing, which would be much too large and more industrial than I need for my little shop. But then also on the lower end, like the carport square tube structures, which would be too light. And then also with the rafter designs that they have, it drops down into the space up above, and so you lose a lot of overhead. And that's going to be important when I have my 2-post lift and one of the bays. So again, overall for this project, it's a 50 by 30 building, 1,500 square feet. It's going to be 13.6 on the walls with 112 slope. I'm going to have 4 equidistant bays or symmetrical bays, and the right 2 will be for roll-up doors, automotive. The west wall is going to have a fire egress door. And bay 1 and 2 is going to have a C-shaped workflow with all the tooling and equipment around the outside perimeter wall, and then a fab table, welding, plasma cutter, CNC, all that in the center of it. So bay 3 will be mostly for the long-term project vehicle, and then bay 4 will have the lift for general maintenance on other vehicles. So as I reached out and was kind of whittling it down, I finally got down to 9 different steel building suppliers. A couple have been pretty good on communication, and a couple have just been, one email response or maybe just a phone call, one, and that's it. But when I went through the counting, and we've already talked about on some of the other videos, the miscommunication or misunderstanding, some of the changes that were necessary in the building design. So a lot has changed from the initial plans that I sent out for a quote. So this is effectively a brand new quote with a lot of changes from the original design. So I went through and created a very detailed breakdown of all the specifications that I was looking for, measurements, distances, types, and then laid it out there. Gave them a bunch of questions to answer as it relates to time frames, deposits, material usage, overage, delays, design, all of those types of things. And I sent that all out. Now it would have been 2 days ago. Immediately the very same day, I got one email back from company with a quote already done, all the questions answered. And then one other company emailed back saying they received it, they're working on it, and they'll get it to me as quick as possible. So that would be July 26th that I sent that out. We're now the 28th and 26th, 27th. So 2 days. I gave them a deadline of August 6th. So that's about 10 days for them to get me a final quote. And I was telling them that at that point, I'll make a decision on who I'm going with, as long as I have all my questions answered and I'm comfortable with my selection. But August 6th was the deadline that they have. So here we're day 2, and I still just have the 2 responses. So we'll see. We got a week, full work week this week to get responses back and see where we're at. So far, dropping the mezzanine and some of the other design changes, I'm already 10 grand less than what it was. That mezzanine for a later build, to add that is going to be quite an expense, but at least right now that'll save some. Go towards concrete because of the design layout in the backyard. I have to kind of readjust where the location was and the orientation, which is going to add a lot of concrete work. So I'll take that mezzanine cost that I'm saving now and put it towards more concrete. But that's the update as it is right now. I'm going to break and show you kind of the spreadsheet and how I break it all down, because that's one way that I like to organize things and look at things. And let's go to see that right now. So here I have it. I've got everything on the side here, my sorting columns by the companies and all the information, the questions that I have. I've got each company with its own column to list all the answers for that. I've got some color coding for timelines and things that I'm doing, and just kind of working through, looking to compare apples to apples as best as I can. So that's what we're doing. We're looking to see kind of what is coming back from us. These are all the ones that are either different types of buildings, different structure types, or not responding. So we're just working down here on this last group over here. So there you have the spreadsheet, how it's all broken up, and hopefully August 6th we're going to have a decision. We'll be going into contract on the building supplier. At that point I'll let you know the name of who I'm going with. I'm in the north of Sacramento area. I'm trying to stay somewhat local, so I'm not going and outsourcing to companies out in Idaho or Colorado or Texas or Florida. I'm just trying to keep them a little bit more local in case problems arise. So whether that's valuable or not in the long run, we'll see. But let's cross our fingers. August 6th we'll be in contract for a steel building and go into engineering. If you have any experience in steel building, manufacturing, purchasing, sales, construction, love to hear your comments. Love to hear your thoughts. If you have any questions, even if you're not in the industry or you've done this before, if you have any questions about the process or what we're doing, go ahead and leave the comments or questions below, and we'll see if we can get to them in another video.